Today, we have golden brown, fluffy, fresh bread, served with a rich and creamy butter and egg custard. Adding savory fillings and melted cheese makes it irresistibly delicious. Let's get started. First, I prepare 100 milliliters of water and add 4 grams of yeast to it. Mix well and let it rest for 5 minutes to activate the yeast. This will allow the dough to rise evenly and the bread to be softer and fluffier. While waiting for the yeast to rest, I prepared 350 grams of flour and sifted it through a sieve to make it finer. Sifting the flour not only removes lumps, but also makes it lighter and airier. When mixed with water, the flour will blend more evenly, reducing lumps and resulting in a smoother dough from the start. Next, I poured the fermented yeast mixture into the flour, added 2 grams of salt and mixed well. The salt here isn't just for flavor. It also helps to make the dough richer and helps control the fermentation process, allowing the bread to rise more steadily instead of rising too quickly. Next, I added 150 milliliters of water to the flour mixture, then started mixing and kneading briefly. At this stage, there's no need to knead too thoroughly. Just mix until you have a homogeneous dough. Water helps the dough form gluten, creating a chewy, elastic texture and better air retention for the bread. After kneading the dough briefly, I let it rest for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I could see the dough had changed. At this point, the gluten in the flour began to stretch. This is a very good sign because when the gluten network forms, the dough becomes more pliable, more elastic, and better able to retain air. This is what allows the bread to rise beautifully and have a soft, fluffy interior when baked. I will knead it more thoroughly for about 10 minutes. I knead until the dough becomes smooth, elastic, and has a relatively smooth surface. This step requires a little patience, but the results will be well worth it. Look, when the dough starts to become smooth and slightly bouncy, that's when the dough is almost at its ideal state. Next, I shaped the dough into a compact ball, then divided it into 2 equal parts. Dividing it evenly helps the bread bake more evenly, and the finished product will also look more appealing and well proportioned. When shaping the dough, remember to press the edges down firmly so that the seams stick together. This step is very important because if the edges of the dough don't stick together enough, the bread may unravel during proofing or baking, losing its shape and not rising nicely. Next, I sprinkled some black sesame seeds on top of the cake to enhance the aroma and add a visual appeal. Just a little bit was enough to make the cake look much more attractive. After shaping the dough, I let it rise for 3 hours. This is the stage where the dough significantly increases in volume. The yeast will continue to work, producing gas and causing the dough to expand and become lighter. After 3 hours, you can see that the cake has risen considerably. Just looking at it, you can already see that it's half the battle won, right? Before putting it in the oven, I'll lightly score the sides of the bread. This step not only makes the bread look nicer, but also has a very practical purpose. It allows the bread to release air as it rises in the oven, preventing it from sticking to the surface and helping it to expand better. Now I'm going to bake the cake at 200 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. At this temperature, the cake will have enough time to rise well, creating a beautiful golden crust on the outside, while remaining soft and moist inside. While waiting for the cake to bake, we'll take the opportunity to make the heart of this dish, the special egg buttercream frosting. First, I prepare 3 chicken eggs and separate the yolks. The yolks are a very suitable ingredient for creating a smooth, creamy mixture because they contain fat and natural emulsifiers, which help the ingredients bind together more easily. Next, I added 10 grams of sugar and 2 grams of salt. Sugar and salt help neutralize the flavors, making our avocado and egg custard dessert perfectly flavored. Now, use an electric mixer to beat this mixture until the sugar and salt are completely dissolved and incorporated into the egg yolks. Next comes the crucial step. I add 300 milliliters of cooking oil to the mixture. It's especially important to add the oil very slowly to the mixture, whisking continuously as you add it. The reason for doing it slowly is to allow the oil time to disperse into very small particles in the egg mixture. This will create a smooth, fluffy emulsion. If you add the oil too quickly, it won't have time to blend properly and will easily separate, resulting in a runny and less smooth cream. This step is crucial to the success of the butter and egg cream. So, be slow, but whisk evenly. As you continue, you'll see the mixture become beautifully fluffy. Once the oil has been whisked through, add another 200 grams of butter to the mixture. Then continue whisking until the butter melts and is completely incorporated into the egg and oil cream mixture. Butter will give the cream a richer aroma, a more pronounced creamy flavor, and a thicker, smoother texture. This is why this sauce feels so much more special than other types of sauces. Next, I prepare the filling to put in the sandwich. Here we have bacon, onions, tomatoes, and pickled cucumbers, all sliced into bite-sized pieces. This filling will add richness, freshness, and a touch of sourness to balance the richness of the buttercream frosting. A delicious pie needs to be not only soft and fragrant, but also have a balanced flavor. And the filling is the piece that makes the dish more complete. Where do you live? Do you regularly use fresh bread where you live? Please let me know by leaving a comment on this video. And if possible, please subscribe to my channel. Just one subscription from you would give me so much motivation to continue sharing many more recipes that I have collected with you. Thank you very much. Now that the cake is done, I'll take it out of the oven. As you can see, the cake has risen, turning golden brown with an attractive outer crust, and the inside promises to be soft and fluffy. This is the moment that every baker loves the most. Just looking at the color of the crust is already a feast for the eyes. Now we will complete the filling inside the bread. First, spread the egg buttercream frosting onto the inside of the cake. This frosting will gently soak into the cake's interior, creating a much softer, richer, and more fragrant texture when eaten. Next, I put the prepared fillings inside one by one. Then, I added another layer of cheese to increase the richness and create a more appealing stringy effect while the pizza was still hot. And to bring everything together, I'll bake the pie at 120 degrees Celsius for another 5 minutes. This temperature isn't too high, it's just enough to heat the filling, melt the cheese, and make the whole pie more delicious without drying it out. And here's the final product. The pastry is golden and crispy on the outside, with a soft and fluffy interior, combined with rich buttercream, a flavorful filling, and a stretchy, incredibly appealing cheese topping. When you bite into it, you'll feel the slightly crispy crust, the soft interior, the smooth and fragrant cream, and the filling that makes the whole thing even more flavorful and captivating. It's truly a treat worth trying at home. Just looking at it is irresistible, isn't it? If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to support me by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications so you don't miss out on more delicious recipes. You can also leave a comment suggesting other cake recipes you'd like me to make next. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you have success and enjoy many delicious meals. See you in the next video.